Hi, my name is Michaela Bosque Lambert, and I am the founder of Your Second Soulmate. And in my work, helping amazing women to enter and navigate the modern world of dating and find a relationship ready man and find soulmate love, there are a few things that I find that women um, tend to tell themselves that actually keep them stuck and not wanting to put themselves out there. And I'm going to talk about one of these things today. And it's the myth that most men online are only looking for sex. Okay, now this is quite a common belief. And to be honest, I totally get it. And it can be downright shocking if you've really never been on an online dating site before. Um, there's always a certain percentage of messages, depending on what site you're on, you're going to see more or less of these messages, or just very um, the suggestive tone of these messages, where you're going to feel a little bit like, oh, you know, it can be quite shocking, and it can feel like, you're just being objectivized as a woman. So it, if we're saying that this is the myth, then that most men online are only looking for sex, well, I'm going to say that that's only really partly true. I'm going to say that most men are looking for sex, but they don't just want just sex. So there's a whole lot that's going to go along here. So just follow me here, because as a woman hearing this, it can sound like the men are the bad guys. But just know that men are wired very, very differently to women. And they tend to see sex leading to intimacy, whereas women see intimacy as leading into sex. So it's kind of two roads that are going ultimately in the same direction, but we're going to stop off at different points along the way in a different order, if that kind of makes sense. And so for that reason, you will find that there will be some men, and I call these men players, and these men will pretend that they do want a relationship just for sex. And you'll also find that the other class of let's say the unsavory men, the creeps, who will be quite tactless and quite upfront in their approach, because that's how that's the only way that they know of getting their needs met. Okay, but just because there may be a certain amount of players, those men who pretend to want a relationship, but actually they're really only after the physical contact, and the creeps. So just because you've got players and creeps, it does not mean that there are no good quality men on the dating sites. There definitely are. And what you need is a strategy to weed those men out. There are plenty of relationship ready men, and they absolutely, make no mistake, the majority of them, yes, they will also want sex, but they're looking for something more than just that. And it really takes you being able to connect with him in a way that sets the expectation of what you want in a really upfront and clear way. And so that is something that I would like to share with you. And I'm going to tell you about that a little bit more in one of the following videos. So thank you for listening to me today, and I hope you will join me in part 2 of this video series tomorrow. Until then, take care.